Hey guys, Fanatik here. Yeah, I know. It's been a while since the last video of the boat. Few weeks at least. Don't actually know the exact time right now. Sorry about that though, guys. It has been very busy this last little while, and frankly, what with the new slash that I got and some other stuff I've been doing around here, haven't really had the time or haven't really just had the mindset to work on this beast. But I thought I would give you a little update. Not much to show, but a little bit to tell. Firstly, I got some halogen lights in here, so hopefully it looks good on the camera here. I'm hoping so, at least. A few little updates here. Exhaust. People have been asking me about exhaust. Fanatik, what are you going to do with the exhaust? What are your plans? What do you got thoughts for? I was originally thinking a pipe here and a pipe here. Aluminum, polish it up nice and chrome, 2 chrome pipes out the back. Now, that was when the motor was mounted further forward. Not sure if you can actually see in this angle, but from the very front up there to the back of the engine is about 8 inches now. So there's a good gap where the back of the engine is. Walk around to this side. From back here to back here. Good gap in there. I can fit the entire gas tank in there, which is actually how this is being held in now. The wooden stringers that the engine bolts onto are about a good gap for in between here. And I'm just going to have 2 Velcro straps that hold that in. And when I want to fuel up, I can just pull it out, fuel it up, and then put it back in again. So that'll work well. But how to move the engine back, that means I don't have much space back here. So the idea that I was originally going to have with an exhaust pipe was I'm just going to have from the threaded portion of the muffler here, and I'll get to the muffler in just a second, I was going to have copper piping. Now I know that sounds cheesy and you say, well Fanatik, why you put so much time and effort into this boat, why use copper piping? The thing is, it's actually a fairly simple, and it can be elegant if you polish up the copper, way of making this system. I mean, obviously it'd be great if everything was chrome, like aluminum or stainless steel or something, but it's the bends that become being an issue. Like, to have 2 pipes up the back, you don't want to just have one aiming out the back with a tee off to another one coming over, because most of the exhaust is going to come out of this side, not out of that side, and it'll look stupid. It'll be sort of a waste of piping for something that doesn't fully work. So ideally you would have this come back, branch over, branch back, tee out, and then come back. So that's going to take up a certain amount of space in there, and I still have to fit a radio box in here. And you can say, well, just put in a small radio box, but there's a certain amount of electronics. So unfortunately, with the exhaust side of this thing, I think I'm actually going to have to change my mind and just do a single pipe right here. So I'll just have 1 chrome pipe, have copper tube, like I was saying, screw onto this. There's a little adapter you can get, screw onto that, and then solder it on to the rest of the copper. Continue it up the back, and then just get an aluminum tip just to make it look nicer. Where I position it on the back here is going to be crucial, because I may even just want to put a dummy exit pipe on the other side just to make it look nice. But where I put this on this side is going to determine where I put it on this side, because I only have a small area here on the other side of the rudder where I mounted it. I could mount it in further, but oh wait, I already drilled 4 holes in the back. And also, if I bring it over any closer, I feel like the rudder is going to start intruding on the propeller area. Where I have it right now, when I turn it full over to the left, because I turn the boat left, it's already sort of, it's directing the water onto the propeller. I'm just not wanting to cause cavitation here, so it was a little difficult to figure out where I wanted to mount this, frankly, but I think it's in a good position. I'm not about to move it. So as for the pipes, if I put one right about there, I could easily put one on the other side and have it look okay. But that's not where this exits. So just some little things to figure out here, but what I'm going to be doing is just have that come back and call it good. To do with the muffler, because you can see that the muffler is just that, comes in. Oh, look at that. Comes in, comes out. Sorry guys, I will be using a muffler, I'm pretty sure. The reason why I want to keep it is because since it is a 4-stroke, it has this sort of sound to it when you take it off. It's this sort of ploppy sound. Like, I don't know really how to describe it. It's sort of, if you move your tongue around and you go blah, 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 kind of that kind of thing, you know? It's an interesting little sound when there's no muffler on it. And with the muffler, it helps to remove some of that and just sort of make it a little bit more of a lower, smoother tone. So I'll be keeping the muffler for that main reason, but also because it does make it a bit quieter, and sound really carries on water, and I don't want to disturb people with this too much. And speaking of disturb, there was another boat on YouTube I saw once that was called Disturbing the Peace. The guy sort of be building it himself did a good job. It looked pretty cool. And that reminds me of names and stuff, you know. If you had watched part 1 of this build, you may have noticed at the very beginning I said, you know, starring the Intimidator. And I was thinking of calling this the Intimidator for a while there. But then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know. So name ideas have sort of changed a little bit. I got some other names that I've been thinking of. One of them is Obsession. I think that'd be pretty cool, because people have just been asking, you know, hey, Fanatik, what are you going to call it? What's the boat's name? Because it's a boat, and boat needs names, and I'd like to have something printed, you know, down there, or up there, or someplace on the back when it's finished, in white, so it sort of continues the theme, just sort of cut out a stencil and spray in white paint, or even just get a sticker made up. So if you got any suggestions for names, you know, leave them on below in the comments, and I'll take them into consideration when it comes time to actually get, you know, solidifying a name for this beast. But I sort of like Obsession. I don't know about that. I don't know what you guys think, but I sort of think that's kind of a cool name. What else we got new here? Basically, I can't do anything more to this until I buy something. And my subscribers will know that I just bought a Slash. So my bank account just took a little dent there. So I'll be waiting a little bit before I start buying anything new, unfortunately. Soon though, because I don't want to be waiting forever and all of a sudden pushing it off to the not getting it done by the end of the summer again. It's going to be in the water this summer, whether I like it or not. Whether my bank account likes it or not, maybe that's a better way of putting it. But yeah, as of right now, not much I can do. Yeah, yesterday I just trimmed up the prop shaft. It was a little bit too long, so now it definitely hits back here first, which is good, on the little Teflon washer. That is a pretty cool little thing, actually. It really helps to make it smooth. I also just trimmed up. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus in. Where is focus? Focus right about there. You can see the squared end there. So I was just tuning that up a little bit the other day. This is flex cable, right? So the wires on it they allow it to flex like that. So I had to solder up the end and then trim it down to a square, because the clutch bell on the boat actually is a square, female square hole inside of it. So this is fairly good, and apparently it's actually a good design. Sorry, I'll get back in focus in a second here. Focus back in. Oh, battery's dying. Better make this quick. So yeah, and then basically up for here in the bearing situation, you know, people are saying, you know, you're going to need some sort of collar to stop this from falling out. There's a bearing and collar that I want, a special collar. It's out of stock right now. And I've emailed the guys and they've not got back, which is blooming annoying. But whenever that comes back in stock, I'll get that. But I sort of need that before I even get this in the water, even to test. So that's a little frustrating. Fiberglassing, the wooden stringers and everything will be fiberglassed in. It's too cold right now. It has to be about 10 degrees Celsius or so for the resin to really harden properly. And it's not, there's snow outside. So we'll be waiting till spring to get any resining done. So that means that the brass tube for the drive shaft and everything is not going to be sealed up till the spring. Which, although is coming soon, it's still a little ways off. And that means I can't float this because it's not sealed. So there's that. Also for the servos, this is for those of you who know RC and everything, this is the standard Futaba servo, the S3003. It's missing a tab on this side. Snapped it off in one of my my trucks before. That was stupid. But this has about what was it? 6 volts. I think it had like 55 ounces inches of torque. I think is what it was, and that is not going to be enough. Because firstly, the throttle here is spring loaded. And I don't want to be having, although it's not like it's a really stiff spring, I don't want to be having to wear out a servo just holding that back all the time. So I'm going to have a stronger servo for that. And then to turn the whole boat on this rudder, I'm going to need something big. So stay tuned for what kind of servos I'm going to get. I haven't ordered anything yet, but I know what I want. This will be the shaft here for the rudder. Maybe a little bit too short, so we have to cut a new one. But you've got the bellows on there, and here I will have a ball joint. It came with, and hold with me for a second here, it came with this little fella on the back of it. And basically it's just got an Allen screw, or a grub screw, I guess you could call it, going down into the top there, and it pinches onto a wire like this one, and this looks really stupid, I know, but there you go. But this is just aluminum, and the hole on the rudder is just aluminum. So it was a really, really bad system, I thought, for a big boat like this. So I'm gonna get a nice ball joint to have down there, and then I need a radio box to put this all in, and to put the receiver for my my Turnigy, which you guys may have seen the video, but this is the boat's controller. Looks pretty awesome. Not going to be using really many of these channels at all, but hey, what the heck, you know, who cares? It's a nice radio for the price, and it works, so that's always a bonus. So yeah, guys, I think you guys got the gist. Sorry for the wait, and hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff ordered and get a new video up for you guys in the near future here. If you haven't though, sub it up please, and so you can see what happens with the boat next. You'll definitely want to be there for when this is in the water. This is going to be absolutely killer. And leave a comment below if you got any suggestions or just want to chat, and please share this with your friends. Cheers to all, and take it easy.